The following is a special presentation from MTN, the Montana Television Network.
Montana's first two road trips of the season ended with heartbreaking losses. But since then, the Grizzlies got back to what they do best. 3 straight victories puts UM near the top of the Big Sky standings. This week, they hit the road once again to take on the new-look Portland State Vikings. Nigel Burton's club looks ready for a breakthrough, and they would love it to come today against the mighty Grizzlies. Kickoff is next.
From MTN, the Montana Television Network, this is College Football Saturday.
Hello and welcome to Hillsboro, Oregon, and a perfect night for some college football. The Montana Grizzlies getting ready to take on the Portland State Vikings. I'm Derek Berkeley, joined alongside by Bob Hermes, and this Big Sky battle could come down to a battle of two very good quarterbacks. The Grizzlies' Justin Roper seems to be taking control of this offense.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. He's 4-0 as a starter. Last week he was named Big Sky Conference Player of the Week. Threw for 319 yards, rushed for 61 yards, and even caught a 7-yard touchdown pass by Chase Reynolds. So he's getting it done in his mind with his arm and contributing in all kinds of ways. He's really helping them.
On the other side of the ball, Portland State's going to the new pistol offense this year, and their junior quarterback, Connor Cavanaugh, is really leading the way.
Yeah, he's been amazing. He's had 5 touchdowns in the last 2 games. I guess what's scariest about him, Coach Pflugrad called him tremendous as a pistol quarterback. He's very fast, and if he breaks the line of scrimmage, he's going to be trouble to contain. So I think Montana's game plan is absolutely all about containing the quarterback behind the line of scrimmage.
Both defenses will sure have their works cut out for them tonight as the Grizzlies and Vikings battle for a Big Sky win. We'll be back with the kickoff right after this.
College Football Saturday is brought to you by Wendy's. You know when it's real. Northwestern Energy, delivering a bright future. Subway, eat fresh. The University of Montana, higher education, global impact. And Montana Lottery's fantasy sports games. Winners happen.
It's turning out to be a beautiful evening here in the upper northwest, Portland, Oregon. Actually in Hillsboro today. Hillsboro Stadium is Portland State taking 1 year absence from usually playing in PGE Park. There you see Robin Pflugrad. He played for 2 years for Portland State. Now he's going to be the head coach against his alma mater for the first time. A special night for him.
And Montana won the toss, Derek. They're going to take the ball, try to set the tone early while the weather's still good. It's expected to stay really nice throughout the evening, but the sun's just starting to go down. And just an exciting night for football here in the Portland area.
This stadium, Hillsboro Stadium, usually used as a high school stadium. In fact, there was a high school game on it last night. But Portland State coming over here this year while PGE Park is renovated for the new MLS soccer team that Portland is getting. So in the process, they're playing about 13 miles from downtown Portland here in Hillsboro this year. And they played here 10 years ago, and the Grizzlies and Portland State battled to a very good game the last time they played on this stadium. Well, we are getting ready for kickoff here. The stadium will hold about 7,500 people today and starting to fill up as we get ready for kickoff.
Jermaine Johnson, Peter Wynn back to receive and see if they can get a good return to start the game.
Portland State will kick it deep right to Truman Johnson from the goal line. Here we go. Johnson finds a seam. Steps out of bounds out near the 45-yard line, and the star cornerback for the Grizzlies with a big return.
No better way to open, Derek, with a big return by your kick return team. Super job.
Here are the offensive starters for the Montana Grizzlies, brought to you by Allegiance Benefit Plan Management. Your benefits work. Chase Reynolds, now the all-time touchdown leader in Grizzly history. His numbers overall down a little bit in his senior season, but he is in top of the record book. And Antoine Mutra stepped into a big role as a wide receiver in Justin Roper. He's number 3 on this Grizz offense. Split to the top of the screen here for first down and 10. Roper will throw on first down. Going down the middle to his tight end, then a little bit too high. Intended for Greg Hardy. And here are the defensive starters for the Portland State Vikings, brought to you by Allegiance Benefit Plan Management, your benefits at work. And there you see Manoa Latu. He's the first recruit for new head coach Nigel Burton here at Portland State. Burton's in his first year, and Latu came from junior college and has been a stud and first on the team in tackles with 40 tackles. He's also had a couple of picks for Portland State. Chase Reynolds off the left side on second down and only a gain of about 2.
Well, Montana opened with a pass over the middle and just a little bit overthrown, and a run here on second down. The Vikings were all over that, pretty much had 9 guys in the box.
Portland State's defense has been very stout against the run this year, except for 2 games. One against Oregon, which I don't think anybody can stop their running attack, and 2 last week against the Cats. Montana State ran wild. 3rd down and 8 in the Grizzlies' opening drive. Blitz from Portland State. Pass over the middle, broken up, intended for Bryce Carver. Good coverage there by Portland State's Michael Williams, the nickel corner.
You won't see Bryce drop many of these kind of balls. It's pretty much a catchable pass. The Vikings did bring heat, and Justin had to get rid of it quick.
Williams might have got a hand right in there. And the Grizzlies a quick 3 and out. We'll see Brody McKnight, who does all the kicking for the Grizzlies. He'll be back to punt, averaging just over 37 yards a punt this season. And this ball, we fielded at the 11-yard line. And a couple of good moves by A.J. Powell, still on his feet, but he can't get out to the 20-yard line. The true freshman, a return of about 7 yards. Well, here are the offensive starters for the Portland State Vikings, brought to you by Allegiance Benefit Plan Management, your benefits at work. And there you see the running back, Corey McCaffrey. He was a wide receiver in Portland State's run and shoot offense the last couple years, but now as a running back, he's been great, averaging almost 6 yards a carry as a junior, his first year back as a running back. He is the all-time leader in career rushing yards in Oregon high school history. And he'll be the guy lined up behind Connor Cavanaugh in this pistol offense that came with new head coach Nigel Burton from Nevada. Here's the first play for the Vikings. Man in motion, caught. Cavanaugh's going to throw him. The lefty has got a man open in the flats. And that is a good pickup right there.
Shaw on the stop there, kind of his linebacker spot.
Well, here are the defensive starters for the Montana Grizzlies. You see Severin Campbell right there. Had a huge last couple of games. He's one of the main stars on this Grizz defensive front, and Jordan Tripp, second on the team in tackles, plays from that strong linebacker position. A very fast linebacker wearing number 44. That's brought to you by Allegiance Benefit Plan Management, your benefits at work. 2nd down and short for the Vikings. Here's the run out of the pistol to McCaffrey. Good running room off the left side. Stumbles down at the 35, but that's more than enough for a first down.
Hey, you mentioned that coach of the Vikings brought the pistol with him from Nevada, Reno. Coach Chris Holt running that at Nevada very successfully. You see it here, 2 good running backs, the quarterback and the tailback, just running off tackle and getting good yards.
And Nigel Burton saying the thing he likes about this offense is it gives you the shotgun spread look, but you can also get downhill runs because the running back is lined up behind the quarterback instead of right next to him. It's only about a 3-yard snap to get it to Cavanaugh. Here's another run right up the middle for McCaffrey. Tremaine Johnson makes the tackle, but it's a gain of 8.
McCaffrey tried to cut it back and get to the sideline. He couldn't make the cut. If he'd got to the sideline, he'd have some more running room, and it's good running here, and this is why the coaches were so concerned about the line of scrimmage and containing these 2 backs.
So again, a gain of 8 yards on first down brings up a 2nd down and 2 for the Vikings. Portland State so far 2-3 this year, but it's hard to really judge them. 2 of those losses have been to Arizona State and Oregon, 2 Pac-10 powers. Play action fake, this time Cavanaugh keeps it. Throws, and he's got his big tight end for a first down out near the 40-yard line. That's Julius Thomas, the former basketball player for Portland State. He spent 4 years on the Portland State Hoops team, was a star for them, and now he's switched over to football in his last year of eligibility.
Well, Coach Pflugrad thinks he's got NFL prospects written all over him here. He mentioned him this week that they moved him from basketball players. He said he has 1 extra year eligibility on the football field. He's a big weapon, number 81.
They tacked on a 15-yard penalty against a late hit on Brian Waldhauser, the Grizzlies' defensive tackle, and that'll move Portland State inside the 40 with a first down and 10. The Vikings moving on their first drive of the day. Some motion for the Vikings before the snap. Kavanaugh to throw. Going to throw out of the backfield to McCaffrey, and a good, solid open field tackle by Trumaine Johnson, gain of 3.
But Trumaine, one of the best outside defenders in the league, and he showed why there. He just closed very quickly on the completion and made a sure tackle.
We got a video here of the late hit penalty. It was after Kavanaugh threw the ball. So the completion happened, and there's the hit actually on, they called it on number 50, it was actually on Severn Campbell. Hitting the quarterback after the pass. Gave 15 more yards to Portland State. Kavanaugh rolling out, throws, he's got a man. And that's a first down inside the 25-yard line. Number 84, Justin Monahan, one of the starting wide receivers out of West Lynn, Oregon.
Again, the quarterback shows you why he's so highly touted. Quick feet, spins around and throws a nice pass for a first down. They're being very efficient on this series.
Now down to the 24 and another first set of downs. Thomas in motion to the other side. Grizz showing blitz, here it comes. They give it to McCaffrey, and not much there, barely back to the line of scrimmage.
That time Jimmy Wilson blitzed from the corner, and he actually outran the ball but came back and helped out on the tackle. So 2nd and 10.
You see McCaffrey leaving the field there. Such a star as a small school running back, much like the Grizzlies with Chase Reynolds. He's put up ridiculous numbers in high school, and now he's back to that position doing very well for the Vikings. But now in the game now is Willie Griffin, their other running back. And here's a fake to him, and Kavanaugh keeps it. And Trumaine Johnson is there for a loss of a yard.
And I think the last play, Derek, is really a picture of what Montana worked on all week, containing the quarterback. He is so fast. They think he runs under a 4.5, maybe a 4.4. You see him get to the corner here, and it's all about containing him and not letting him get outside. Trumaine does a super job.
Johnson built more like a linebacker than a cornerback. Already come up big several times, and we're only 5 minutes into this ball game. 3rd down and 11 now for Portland State. Julius Thomas, the tight end, who's had such a big couple of weeks for Portland State, was the man in motion. They're going to swing it out of the backfield. Trumaine Johnson's there once again. Willie Griffin made the catch, but it's only a gain of 1. 4th down.
Now they'll be in a field goal position. We were watching him in pregame, and their field goal kicker was hitting consistently from 53 yards and inside, so he definitely has leg for this.
It is Zach Brown, who has been a very good kicker in 2 years for Portland State. He's made several from over 50 yards. This is from 41. He's 9 for 13 on the season. Brown's kick is going to be wide left, no good. So the Vikings march down the field, but the Grizzlies defense holds. We're still scoreless. Portland State with a great drive to start the game, but they stall near the red zone, and Montana will take over now for their second drive at their own 23-yard line. Still scoreless here in Hillsboro, Oregon. Justin Roper in the shotgun. Handed up the middle to Chase Reynolds, who powers his way forward. Looked like a gain of 2, turns into a gain of 6.
Nice run by Chase. Always a good idea to establish your run early in a game. Make that defense appreciate your ability to run at him. Chase looked good there. Picked up 6.
The Grizzlies will run a lot of no-huddle, hurry-up offense all night. Here it is. They give this one to Reynolds, and he'll dash forward for about 2, sets up a 3rd down and 2.
One of the storylines, Derek, Jabin Sembrano not at wide receiver today, so someone, I'm thinking Sam Gratton's going to have to pick up that torch and carry it for this team.
Sembrano is the leading receiver for this team. Was missed some time the last 2 games, and Chase Reynolds there's got a gain of 5 and a first down.
Chase, one of those great north and south runners. He does almost all his work upfield and always seems to fall forward at the end of the play. Nice run by Chase.
Manoa Latu, the star safety, makes that stop, but on after it's a first down. Trying to set up a screen to Reynolds, and a huge hit by the Vikings. I believe that's Jack Forbes out there, one of the defensive ends who read that screen perfectly. Loss of 2.
They have that diagnosed completely. Good play by the defense on that one.
Roper rolls to his left. Got some pressure, now he's gonna run. He's had some success running the ball, but nice job there to force him out of bounds by Jacob Shoemaker, one of the linebackers.
You know, I got the sense visiting with Jonathan Smith, their offensive coordinator from Montana, they're gonna open up the playbook a little bit. They haven't so far, but I think you'll see that as the game goes on, some new wrinkles that they haven't been running.
One of those might be here right now, Bob. Down at the bottom of the screen, you'll see Trumaine Johnson lined up at wide receiver right now, the cornerback that made so many plays on defense earlier in this game, plus that great kick return. He's now lined up as wide receiver. Roper's gonna throw to Johnson on the crossing route, and he drops it.
Yeah, just lost his concentration. He probably would have been short of the first down, but you got to catch it first to give yourself a chance. Nice throw by Justin here. He, just like I mentioned, didn't concentrate on it fully and dropped the ball.
Michael Williams was right there in coverage, but now the Grizzlies will have to punt once again. Only 1 first down on their first 2 possessions. Brody McKnight to kick it off. A.J. Powell back to receive. The end-over-end kick. Powell runs up to field it at the 30. Spins out of a couple tackles and then takes a shot. Nice tackle there by one of the backup tight ends, Rob Overton. Still scoreless here in the first. We'll be back after this. Nearly halfway into this first quarter, still scoreless here in Hillsboro, Oregon. Remember, coming up at halftime, we will send it back to Montana for a news update, plus first half highlights and statistics, brought to you by the bookstore at the University of Montana, montanabookstore.com, your Grizz logo-wear source since 1921. Back into the pistol offense for Portland State. Kavanaugh the give to McCaffrey, who's got a ton of room around the left side, and he's got a first down out near midfield. Corey McCaffrey with the big gain.
Looks like Severin Campbell's coming up limping too. That would be a big loss for Montana if he can't get back. It looks like his left ankle. But this is the run we were talking about and how dangerous this running back is once he gets into the open field.
McCaffrey, not overly a big guy, listed at 5'9", 185 pounds. And yes, we did see that, Bob, there. You didn't see it on your screen, but Severin Campbell did limp off the field. He's replaced by Bobby Alt, now playing defensive end. Be a big loss for the Grizz if Campbell can't come back. Here's another run for McCaffrey. And the Grizz defense stuffs it up. Caleb McSurdy and Eric Stoll both there.
That's exactly how you diagram that. You want your defensive end to contain the corner, get upfield and make the running back cut back and stop his momentum. They did a great job here. See if you can see it. If you're going to be able to win the line of scrimmage, this is a perfect way to do it.
There you see big old 99, Tyler Hobbs. Good sign for Grizz fans there. He is playing today. Not sure how big a role he will play, but the C captain who's missed the last 2 games with a high ankle sprain back on the field for the Grizzlies. Kavanaugh to throw. He's got a man open in the flat. Penalty marker down. And the Portland State receiver, that's Justin Monahan again, gained about 5, but we'll check the marker.
I think this is going to go against Portland. It'll help Montana here. Wide receiver came in motion and helped blocked on the defensive end and really knocked him right down to the ground.
While they're figuring all of that out, there you see Robin Pflugrad. Played for 2 years here at Portland State.
During the run, clip, offense number 16, 15-yard penalty from the prior spot, still second down.
They called it, as I mentioned, Derek. He came in from the wide receiver side, toward the defensive end and just chopped him right in half. It was a good call.
That's a big penalty, too. That's of the 15-yard variety. It sets up second down and about 25 now.
You know, you've got to make that call because you can get an injury on those crackbacks to really a defenseless defensive player. So good call there, and it's good to do that kind of call early in the game.
Second down and a mile now for Portland State. Connor Cavanaugh, the junior out of Portland, right here playing in his home backyard with the Vikings. He'll hand this one off to McCaffrey. Slips out of one tackle and it's second, but can only gain 2 yards. You saw there how elusive McCaffrey can be for a gain of 2.
He seems a lot like Chase Reynolds in his quickness, and you just get the sense he's going to break a couple today downfield. Montana really did a nice job of bringing him down, but it took a while.
Both Tyler Hobbs and Brian Waldhauser had a hand on him. They don't often let guys go, the two defensive tackles for the Grizzlies.
Well, the good news here for Montana, Derek, it's 3rd and long, so the defense can hopefully string this out and get a punt.
They got to get all the way to Montana's 40-yard line for a first down. Cavanaugh will throw. Looking across the middle to McCaffrey, and he's wrapped up by Alex Shaw, well short of first down yardage.
Alex Shaw is a great linebacker out of Spokane, Washington. He's really fun to be around on the field, practice field, and I know he's an emotional leader for that defense.
Another guy that missed the Grizzlies' last game with an injury, he's now back on the field and looking very good so far early on. As Montana, of course, you get into the halfway point of the season, Bob, and injuries are always an issue, and the Grizzlies have their own set of them.
55!
First look at Thomas Dundum, the Australian football player, with a very high punt here. Peter Wynn's going to let it go out of bounds. We'll see where the referees mark this one off.
The referee will make that call from his position. The side judge will walk up, and good spot for Montana.
They'll mark it at the 29-yard line. The Grizzlies will take over right after this. Welcome back to Hillsboro Stadium in Hillsboro, Oregon here, just outside of Portland. The Grizzlies and Portland State Vikings still scoreless. 10 minutes into the first quarter, and Chase Reynolds goes up the middle for a gain of 3 on first down.
Montana runs a little reverse fly sweep out of that to confuse the defense a little bit. Chase does his job, as always.
Reynolds already several carries early on today. He hasn't got the number of carries as he has been getting in past years as the Grizzlies have spread it out more. Now Justin Roper under center, something we haven't seen for a few games. And he'll throw. He's got a man open. It's Sam Grattan out near midfield. He's forced out of bounds by Manoa Latu, the safety, but it's a first down for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, the perfect play. What they did is ran the wide receiver on a fly pattern, and then he cut underneath it on a long out. He was wide open. Great throw, too.
Sam Grattan, just one of several receivers with over 200 yards receiving already on the year. The Grizzlies have really spread it out. Here's a swing pass to Cavario Middleton, the second tight end, who gets out down to about the 44-yard line. The former starter for the University of Washington getting involved in the offense now.
Montana that time running a little zone read. Justin kept the ball instead of giving it to Chase and then threw it out. It's a nice little wrinkle off that play.
Roper under pressure. He is hit and somehow hangs on to the ball. A big hit right there. DJ McCarthy, the linebacker, coming on the blitz. The senior with the play.
Justin does a super job just to keep hold of the ball. Small miracle that he kept it the way he did.
Grizzlies have not given up many sacks this year as an offensive line, but Portland State brought the house on that play. 3rd down and 13 now. No running back as the Grizzlies split Chase Reynolds out to the bottom of your screen. 5 wide receivers. Roper quick across the middle. Wide open. Greg Hardy can't haul it in.
Greg has been so sure-handed this year. He's having a great year, but that time it's about the 3rd wide open pass we've seen drop tonight. Again, just concentration. I don't think he really heard footsteps as a defender wasn't really near him.
He was well short of first down yardage there, but there was so much room. Hardy might have been able to pick that up. Portland State will call it timeout here before the punt. The Grizzlies have 4th down and 12 from around midfield. I see Justin Roper talking to Scott Gregg, one of the assistant coaches. We mentioned Robin Pflugrad used to play for Portland State. Well, how many career touchdown receptions did Robin Pflugrad have while he played for the Vikings? 0, 4, 7, or 11. You can log on to our website, grizzcentral.com, and answer. Our trivia question brought to you by Streamside Realty. We'll give you the answer later on in the game. We'll tell you this, Pflugrad, he's come up on the winning side of this rivalry, or this game, every time. When he played at Portland State, his 2 years there, the Vikings beat the Grizzlies both times.
Look for a block here, Derek. I don't know why a coach would call timeout unless they're going to bring some heat. They do, but it's not blocked.
And the punt is dropped, but then fallen on by A.J. Powell, and several penalty markers, as there is a lot of shoving going on near the Grizzlies sideline.
A little extracurricular there on the kick return.
Powell originally dropped the punt, fell on it right away. They're marking the ball at about the 22. We'll have to check who this is on. Trumaine Johnson lost his helmet somewhere on that play.
See the back edge there, visiting with the referee, letting him know what he's got on the 2 calls. He mentioned like a clip or a holding probably on the first call, and then the second one I'm sure is going to be unsportsmanlike, at least on 1 player, if not 2.
There's a look at Nigel Burton. There's the battle of first-year head coaches. Both of these guys have spent several years as assistants, but the first head coaching job in the college ranks for both.
There are 2 fouls on the play, a live ball foul followed by a dead ball foul. During the return, holding on the receiving team, number 24, 10-yard penalty. Receiving team, number 24, 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick, followed by a 15-yard penalty, dead ball personal foul against the kicking team, number 21, 15 yards from that spot, first down.
So the penalties, it'll end up being 5 more yards for Portland State in the long run. The holding was on Deshaun Shedd, the star corner for Portland State. The personal foul is on the Grizzlies' Jimmy Wilson.
Well, Jimmy, doesn't like to back down from anyone, and I think they just got into a little pushing match and escalated a little bit, and he got called for it.
So that'll move the ball to the 27-yard line, where the Vikings will take over. Three wide receivers split to Kavanaugh's left, and now they move a tight end that direction as well. Handoff is to the number 2 running back, and there is nothing there as Willie Griffin with his first carry. The Grizzlies are there in the backfield.
Yeah, perfect defense again, just containing that corner and everybody else play in their area and making a nice play.
We run under 3 minutes to go in this first quarter, and Bob, just like how it usually goes, we talked up both quarterbacks in the open. We talked about this could be a shoot 'em up kind of game, and we're 13 minutes in and neither team has got on the scoreboard yet. Kavanaugh will give it. Now this is going to be a reverse and a little bit of room out on the outside and a fumble, but the ball will roll out of bounds. Fortunate break, Keitrell Anderson, the wide receiver out of Houston, Texas, with the run. Good thing that bounced out of bounds for the Vikings.
Montana diagnosed the reverse right away. Their defense saw it coming, but he did a nice job to get to the corner and pick up some positive yards.
There you see Kavanaugh throwing a pretty good block, the quarterback getting involved. And Mike McCord ends up causing the fumble. So did go for a gain of about 6 yards, so 3rd and 5 for the Vikings. Kavanaugh rolls to his right, wide open man. Here it is, Anderson again. And he gets far, excuse me, that's Monahan, who does have enough for the first down by a yard.
Second time they've run that play today. They like it a lot. He just reverse pivots here, runs to the corner. This is something they practice every day, probably 15, 20 times a practice, so he's pretty good at that.
Eric Stoll brought him down, but not after Monahan got just past the sticks for a first down. Going into the fourth quarter, look at this score from the Big Sky Conference. Montana State's the only undefeated team in Big Sky play, but they are losing by 4 touchdowns to Northern Arizona. Here's another run up the middle for Griffin, who gains about 4 before he's wrapped up.
Jordy tripping on the stop, and he looks like he's grabbing his collarbone. You got to hope Jordy's okay, because they can't afford to lose that inside backer.
Shaking it off, he's now up and staying in the game. They will actually bring him out to check on Jordan Tripp, another Grizzly that they need to take a look at. We still have not seen Severin Campbell back in action since he limped off the field. The Grizzly defense already banged up a little bit and losing a couple more stars here. Here's Griffin, stuffed, no gain. And there's Tyler Hobbs right in on the action.
What Tyler does so well is he just is hard to block. He's so low to the ground and so strong. He's able to just kind of hold his ground and wait for the running back to get to the line of scrimmage. Nice play.
Leaves a 3rd down and 5 here for Portland State with the ball at their own 42-yard line.
Kavanaugh's 7 for 7. That's pretty good stats.
Haven't seen him run much yet. The Grizzlies have contained him that way, but very accurate so far. The lefty looking to throw. Now in some trouble. He's going to swing it out of the backfield to McCaffrey. And that's only going to be a gain of maybe a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Excellent defense there by Montana. The Vikings trying to run the ball if they had to with the quarterback and then just flushed out of the pocket. Good defense.
You see Kavanaugh, a good job here of keeping the play alive, but they can't get much past the line of scrimmage. And the clock will wind down now on the first quarter, less than 10 seconds to go and counting. So 1 quarter is going to be in the books here in Hillsboro, and the Grizzlies and Vikings locked in a defensive slugfest so far. It's still scoreless. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this.